We do. Thank you so much, students, and welcome to the College of Engineering. We appreciate you being here this morning. I know this week is really busy for everybody getting started here at UH Manoa. My name is Kim Perez-Holtz. I am the Director of Marketing and Outreach Relations here at the Dean's Office at the College of Engineering. It's my real pleasure to welcome you to our college and to our Ohana. I think we're going to have a great experience here, and we're really excited to have you come on board and to get to know you. So Blueprints, this is our student orientation for engineering students. We have incoming freshmen, we also have transfer students and folks coming in with associate degrees, all different kind of levels, but you start here, right, at Blueprints. As a new student within the college. So thank you for joining us. We have a number of presenters really excited to speak with you today, including current students, presidents of clubs and organizations, faculty, department chairs, as well as our dean. So let me give you a little overview of what we are going to cover. This is the agenda for today. I also sent it out via email yesterday, if you did have a chance to review that. We will have a welcome by our dean, Dean Brennan Morioka, followed by an academic program and new student briefing. This will be with Dr. Song Choi, who's our assistant dean for the college, as well as our director of student academic services, Jill Nakatsu. Following the briefing, we will have 2 breakout sessions, and you'll actually have a chance to pick 2 of these 7 sessions that interest you most. So you'll be able to select one for session 1. That's going to be 15 minutes. We'll have a 5-minute transition into session 2. Following our breakout rooms, we will hear from our student ambassador, Quinn, and then we will also take a little virtual tour of some of our labs and hear from undergraduate and graduate students engaged in research here at the college. Then lastly, and very exciting, you'll hear about a lot of the clubs and programs and projects that we have here at the college that you can get involved in. And many of your fellow students will talk to you about some of these opportunities and ways that you can get engaged and really enhance your experience here at the college. And then we'll wrap up, and happy to answer questions as we go along with some of the breakouts and presenters. So without further ado, I am going to stop my screen share here. And we will hear from our dean, Dean Brennan Morioka.
Thanks, Kim, and aloha and welcome formally to all of you to our College of Engineering Ohana. You are now going to be official members of our family here in the engineering school. And I know courses are starting on Monday, and many of you are probably very excited, if not anxious and nervous, about what to expect coming up. So, today, really take advantage of this kind of opportunity, because it's not often that you get all of these different resources and people here, leadership, really here within the college, to really tap into their expertise or their information. Kim said you're going to be hearing from a lot of the different programs, whether it's civil engineering, electrical and computer engineering, mechanical engineering, aerospace, biomed, whatever degree programs that we have that you might be interested in getting your degree in. Also from some of our representatives from student organizations and our engineering student ambassadors, as well as our Native Hawaiian Science and Engineering Mentorship programs. Take advantage of these opportunities for your education experience while you're here at Manoa. Clubs and club life is very important. It's a very different aspect of your time here. You get to meet new friends, new people, and these are going to be some of the people that you're going to work with or know or engage with for the rest of your careers. And so this is the time when you will form some of those best friendships and best connections that you're going to use throughout your career as well as your personal life. During my time in college, I was very active with the ASCE, American Society of Civil Engineers, in the university that I attended. I was also a member of the Chi Epsilon organization, which is civil engineering as well. But if I could go back in time, one of the things that I probably regret the most that I didn't do during my time in college was getting involved or more involved in student projects. And everything that I see here, all the amazing things that our students do as a part of their projects in working with our faculty, I wish I had done more of that during my time. So, hopefully you take advantage of that, not just, in your junior and senior years, but you have these opportunities to participate in student projects from day one, from your freshman year. And I hope you take advantage of that, because you learn different kinds of skill sets, not just what you learn in the class, but what you learn in real life, right? It's about relationships. It's about leadership, being proactive, communicating with other people. And the other thing I would also just point out, because it might seem too early for you, for many of you, especially for those freshmen, that it's never too early to start thinking about your future and your career. So we do have our career fair coming up in late September, on September 21st and 24th. Even if you might not be interested in finding a job now, or even an internship now, which I do encourage you to do, but just starting the process to get to know Hawaii's employers, the opportunities out there to talk to these people, create your network now is so important. And I hope you take advantage of this. We have workshops to help you prepare for these career fairs, with resume workshops, how to prepare for an interview, all that kind of stuff. Take advantage of these kinds of opportunities. And, I think you're really going to appreciate your time here at Manoa at the end of the 4.5 years that you're around. So I hope you learn a lot today. Take the opportunity to talk to our leadership in all the different departments and student organizations. Everyone here today is here to help. So, make it worth your time. Learn as much as you can, and I look forward to seeing any and all of you on campus. When you come by, my door is always open. Swing by and just say hello, or come talk story. So welcome, and good luck. Aloha.
Thank you so much, Dean Morioka. Now we will transition to our new student briefing and our academic program overview. And this will be hosted by Ms. Jill Nakatsu and Dr. Song Choi.
Sorry, forgot to unmute myself. Thank you, Kim. Dr. Choi, are you on?
I am here.
Okay, awesome. Okay, well, welcome everybody to Blueprints 2021. Dr. Choi and I are part of the Student Academic Services Office for the College of Engineering. So we are some of the first people you will talk to, right, about your academic advising needs and questions you might have throughout your way navigating yourself to an engineering degree. And so we just wanted to cover some of the important things you're going to see along the way in planning your time in college. And to start with, we want to make sure that you've gone through the admissions checklist. It's the first thing that you get when you are accepted to the university, and it covers all of the important things you need to do to start your first semester here. So you just want to walk back through it. There's a link here, and you guys will have this presentation after as well. So you'll have all the links on here. So make sure you go through it. There are some things that you may not have done or you may have missed. You need to turn in final transcripts. There's a few other things you probably want to check on that you did. Below that is our new student FAQ. So this is Manoa's website. It has information about almost everything you would ask about. So if you had more questions about the COVID vaccines and requirements, the testing requirements, the protocols in place at the university, student services, health and well-being, the counseling services at Manoa, dining, housing, all the facilities on campus, as well as student employment, you can go and check out that FAQ because it more than likely will answer your questions. And if it doesn't, go ahead and let us know, right? Another thing I wanted to point out, and I'll probably point it out several times throughout this presentation, is the health clearances. The health clearances can be a little bit confusing right now because we've just kind of had the COVID announcement that you need to have the vaccine or the exemptions in place before you can attend your classes. And if you are completely online for the fall semester, you don't actually have to turn in your health clearances because you won't be coming to campus, right? So there are different situations and scenarios that people will be in, and it's best to contact them directly and read about the requirements on their website here. Okay. They are operating on campus, right? So you can always call them at that number as well and email them if you have questions. Most of you have already registered, I hope. And so you'd be able to get your student ID made. You would go to that website there and it explains to you how you can get your ID made and where you can pick it up on campus. It's on Campus Center, the middle of our campus. Okay, talking about being registered for your courses. Hopefully all of you are registered for your classes and you've probably seen all the different weird sort of times and listings and TBAs and student campus buildings listed on STAR. And so every class listed time and meeting needs to be attended, right? So you might have some hybrid courses that are both online and in person. Will show online for maybe your Monday, Wednesday classes, and on Fridays might be in person in UHM, Kuykendall 209, or something like that. You have to attend all of those meetings. It's not just optional to pick and choose which ones you want to attend. Some of your courses are synchronous, and so the meeting times will be shown on STAR, but some of your courses are asynchronous. And if your time is listed as TBA, that's what asynchronous is. You can choose a time for you to view your lecture. And if you have any questions about that, you should go ahead and email your instructors. Your instructor's emails are listed in STAR GPS. So when you register for your classes, the instructor's name will be there, and right underneath it will be their email address, so you can contact them directly. Many of our faculty use Laulima, which is the UH Learning Management System. And you can log into it now, and you would see all your class tabs appear for all the courses that are using Laulima. And a lot of professors will upload their syllabi to it, or post their announcements, post assignments, and things like that. Not all faculty will use Laulima. They might be using maybe Google Classroom or maybe their own website sometimes. And so you want to make sure, again, that you're keeping in touch with your faculty. Okay, I get a lot of questions about course materials, books, and everything. So for books and materials, you can go to the bookstore, Manoa Bookstore, at this website here, and you can look up your courses. It will tell you which textbooks you would need, if there are any needed. A good amount of our instructors have moved to online resources and ebooks and things that you might not need to pick up through the bookstore itself. And so if there are other materials like that, they will go over that during the first classes with you, okay? So it's very important that if you miss the first classes, like if for some reason you couldn't log in that first day, that you go ahead and email them for that information and make sure you get it. Okay. Course times, we just kind of talked about, but again, if you're unsure of the course times that are listed in STAR, email your instructor to clarify. Accessing online lectures, your instructors should be emailing you this week and over the weekend to let you know how to log in to view your online lectures, or if your class is asynchronous, which website you'll use to access your lectures. If you don't get an email from them, right, within the next few days, because school's going to start on Monday, go ahead and make sure you email them. You may have signed up for the class after they sent out that initial email, and so you weren't on the roster. So make sure you're emailing them if you don't receive anything. Some courses will have certain sort of exam requirements. So some of the math courses will require that you take their exams at a approved UH testing center, or maybe require a webcam for the exam. So you want to make sure that you are paying attention to the syllabus, right, and to the instructor when they explain that, and they'll usually go over that on the first day as well. Okay, so again, one more time, if you got any questions about your course materials, the course delivery, any of that kind of stuff, go ahead and email your instructor.
Doc right now.
And your instructor's name and email will be listed in STAR GPS.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So the other thing I would like you to check today too is to go ahead and log into STAR and check if you have any registration holds. Even though you might have signed up for all of your courses, if you have to make any last minute changes, and also for the future when you're registering for the spring, you want to make sure you take care of all of your holds. There's a big list of common holds here on the website. So if you log in and you look at STAR, at the top of the page, usually in red, it'll say the word holds. You can click on it and it will tell you what holds you have. Some of the common ones that we see most for incoming students are the health clearance holds and the final transcript holds. And so you would work with the admissions office if you're having trouble getting the final transcript hold cleared. And for the health clearance, you talk to the health clearance office. So when you're reading holds, this is an example of what they look like in STAR. It'll tell you when the hold is going to start and which office placed the hold on you. Only the office that placed the hold can remove it for you. So if you have a health clearance hold, or if you have a final transcript hold, I cannot clear this for you, like our college wouldn't be able to do it. Only those offices would be able to help you. And so their contact information will be at the end of the hold there, so you can work with them directly. If you're having trouble reaching them and you have questions and you just can't figure out what to do, right, then make sure you let us know and we can kind of help you navigate that as well. Okay, the academic calendar is an important resource for all of you. It has a lot of the major deadlines. The first upcoming deadline, which is actually tomorrow at 4 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, is the tuition deadline. So you want to make sure that you're either signed up for your financial aid, like you've accepted your aid, or have paid your tuition through STAR My UH, or signed up for a payment plan by this deadline. If you're unable to make this deadline, you will not be kicked out of your classes, okay? They're not gonna do a purge of courses for non-payment by the August 19th deadline, but they do want you to pay as soon as possible because eventually, right, they are going to come and collect on it. So you wanna make sure you get it done right away, so don't forget about it. But if you're having trouble getting signed up for the payment plan or putting in the first payment, you'll still be able to keep your classes. The last day to add courses in STAR is going to be August 31st. That's the Tuesday of the second week of school. And that's also the last day to drop classes with 100% refund. Okay. So if you are not sure about whether or not you want to keep a class, or if you're still trying to add classes, you can still make those changes all the way through August 31st by 4 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time again. The last day to drop courses without a W grade showing and with the 50% refund is going to be September 14th, again by 4 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. And then anytime after that, so between September 14th at 1 p.m. all the way through November 1st at 4 p.m., you're going to be able to still drop courses, but you're going to take a W grade and you will not receive any refund at that point. And the academic calendar also has all of the holidays, so it will inform you of the days that you don't have to come to class, right? So you want to make note of those as well. Okay. A couple other more important resources are the UHM catalog and the class availability. The catalog goes over the academic calendar, but it has also a tab called courses, which includes the course descriptions and all the prerequisites for the classes that exist at Manoa. So if you're running into prereq errors when you're trying to register, you can look up those courses in the catalog and find out what prereqs you're missing. They're listed there. Under the undergraduate tab on the catalog are all of the different university policies on credit transfers, grades, GPA, how those are calculated, grade replacement policies, academic actions like suspension, dismissal, probation, final exams, withdrawing from courses, taking leave of absence, and the general education requirements for Manoa. So it's a bundle of knowledge there under the undergraduate tab, and I encourage you guys to look through it just to familiarize yourselves with it. The class availability is another useful tool for you when you're trying to sign up for classes in the future. You can look up your courses in STAR, but you can also look it up on this website without having to log into STAR, and it'll show you all the class available for the semester. And if you click on the CRN of any course, it will give you more detailed information about that course, as well as the deadlines for dropping with the appropriate refunds. Okay, when you start classes, if you are running into any trouble with some of your first courses, right? Engineering's not easy. You're gonna be jumping into, your math, your chemistry, your physics classes. For the transfer students, you'll be jumping into maybe some of the first engineering courses. And there are places for tutoring and assistance with this. The Learning Emporium and the Learning Assistance Center offer tutoring in all of the math, chemistry, and physics needed for engineering. and also can provide academic coaching for you too. So if you have trouble with time management or study habits, they can help you out with this as well. The College of Engineering Honor Societies also try to offer tutoring for the lower division engineering courses. So your first, 100, 200, and some of the 300 level engineering courses, you'd be able to get help with from them. Okay, your curriculum. So now that you're starting as an engineering student, you should familiarize yourselves with our curriculum check sheets. They are these sheets that look like this, and they include all of your general education requirements, all of the engineering requirements needed for graduation. There's nothing missing from this checklist. So when you check off all the boxes that you're done with them, you'll be able to graduate, okay? Our curriculum is very rigid and prerequisite driven. And so it's very important to pass the classes with the appropriate grades in the right order, otherwise you risk delaying graduation. All of our curriculum check sheets for each one of our programs is on our website here. And this is a sample of a freshman schedule, but a sample of the check sheet looks like this. So you can see it, it's laid out as a 4-year plan. And engineering has all the courses that you need, generally in the correct order. The general education classes like the English and the histories are kind of spread out, but the math, the sciences, the engineering are in the order that you should try to be taking them in. There are notes down here at the bottom of the check sheet that explain things like when you see the word TE here, the technical electives are explained here. There's other notes about substitutions that are already pre-approved and whatnot as well. And you will be using those for mandatory advising. So advising is mandatory for all of our engineering students every semester until you graduate. The deadlines and the information on how to complete mandatory advising are all posted on our website here. And you're going to fill out an advising form, meet with your assigned engineering advisor once a semester. In fall, it's going to happen in October, so keep an eye out for the reminders for it. If you do not do mandatory advising by the deadline, we are going to put a hold on your registration and you will not be able to register for the spring semester. We use mandatory advising to check in with you once a semester to make sure that things are going okay and that you're keeping on track towards your engineering degree at the pace that you would like to go at. So it is the student's responsibility to review their curriculum check sheet that we just talked about, to do your best to lay out your next courses. You want to look up the prerequisites for those courses, fill out your advising forms, and then schedule your advising meeting with your advisor. Advisors will then help you guys, right, with checking over the course schedule and credit load that you laid out. They will make suggestions to help you keep on track for what you want to do. And they will also help you review your curriculum check sheet and STAR for any discrepancies like missing AP credits and things like that. Talk to you about academic and life balance, provide support resources or advice for students struggling with classes or anything else. So if you're having trouble with anything, let them know. If they don't know how to help you, then they will refer you on to somebody that can. And they will also, most importantly, help talk to you about your future goals in engineering. So your faculty, right, are going to be your advisors. These are the engineers in the areas that you want to go into, right? They will be able to talk to you about different projects, research that you might be interested in, what you plan to do in your career as an engineer, different industries you can get into, and graduate school, all those kinds of topics. So if you have questions about those kinds of things, please reach out to your faculty advisor. Okay, some of the more serious stuff. Academic actions in the college, you should know about this. The College of Engineering requires a 2.0 cumulative GPA and major GPA to maintain good standing and to graduate. So the cumulative GPA is based on all courses taken at UHM. Any courses taken outside of our campus do not count towards the UHM cumulative GPA. Your major GPA is based on all your 300 level math, science, and engineering courses taken at UHM. So these leave out like the gen ed classes like English and whatnot. After you've earned your first grades at UHM, the cumulative and major GPAs will be listed in STAR in the academic essentials page in the upper left corner of the screen. So you can always check it there. So what happens if you're not quite meeting the requirements for the cumulative and major GPAs is first step is probation. If you fall below a 2.0 for either of those GPAs, you're still able to take courses, but it may affect your ability to get financial aid. So you want to make sure that you're maintaining good standing. And if you are having trouble with anything, let us know right away so we can help. Okay. Suspension is the next step. So while on probation, if your semester GPA then falls below 2.0, you will be on suspension at the end of that semester. So you will not be able to attend UHM for one semester and you would need to reapply to return. We accept you back to your engineering major, but you do have to remember to reapply. Dismissal is the final academic action. So after returning from suspension, if you end up on probation again, if your semester GPA falls below a 2.0 at that point, you would be put on dismissal at the end of that semester. You would not be able to attend UHM for a whole year, and you would need to reapply to return to UHM, but we may not reaccept you back to the engineering major. So before you get to that point, we want to help, right, step in and provide different resources, different strategies for your courses, or anything else that we could help you with to avoid this. We want you to be successful. So if you are having a hard time with it, please let us know. Some of you have been accepted to the pre-engineering major. And so we accept students to the pre-engineering major if you did not meet our high school or transfer admissions requirements. You are still a part of our College of Engineering, and that's why you're here with us today. You get advising with an engineering advisor, all of the same notifications about the events and opportunities, but you do need to be declared before you can enter the junior portion of the curriculum, which is the 300 level classes. So in order to declare, we want you to successfully complete the following courses. All of these courses, if you look at your check sheet, are required as part of the freshman curriculum in engineering. So if you're missing any of these courses, once you have completed them, we're looking for an overall GPA of 3.0. And if you have that, we go ahead and declare you into the engineering major of your choice. It typically takes about a year to finish this from the time you start Calc 1, which is Math 241. Okay, some last reminders. If you had any financial aid forms or ROTC forms, VA forms, late registration forms, leave of absence forms, things like that, go ahead and email them to our office at engr@eng.hawaii.edu. If you have questions about financial aid or health clearances, make sure you contact those offices directly. They have the latest information, and I don't have access to your records for financial aid or health. And so you have to talk to them because I won't know how to check in on it for you. And finally, the last of the COVID reminders, I guess, is that you want to remember to wear your masks indoors on campus. And you need to check in through the LumiSite UH Daily Check-in app. You can either go to the webpage here or you can download an app for your phone. And finally, to just stay up to date with all of the changes that may occur over time as situation changes, go ahead and check out the UH Manoa COVID website. It'll tell you more information about the vaccines, travel facilities, student fees, all of those things that can kind of be affected by the pandemic with online courses and everything. So check that out. Take care and stay safe and have a good first semester. You'll be hearing from a lot of the other offices now, so go in and jump into those breakout rooms that you want to see. But if you have any questions for us, visit our website, email us at engr@eng.hawaii.edu. If you're coming to campus, we're located in Holmes Hall 250. This is our phone number, and this is the three of us that sit in this office. So let us know if you have any questions. Okay.
Great, thanks, Jill. And we had just a couple quick ones we can address in about a minute from the chat. Is there a fee for adding classes the 23rd and the 31st?
Is there
a fee if you add classes?
Oh, no. There's no extra fee as long as you've already registered for some of your courses.
Okay, great. And then the other question, do we have to do the LumiSite check every day, even though we are only on campus once a week?
Only for the days you come to come to campus.
All right, perfect. Thank you. And then how do we switch to a different engineering major?
You contact our office. So you'd meet with me, so you can email the general office.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jill. Okay, this is the exciting part of this morning's agenda where you actually get to move into breakout rooms and chat a little bit more with some of our department and faculty heads. I know we have a couple more questions coming in, but we can definitely address those one-on-one or later on in the agenda. So we have 7 breakout rooms for you. I'm going to open them up in just a minute. Those 7 rooms are our civil and environmental, which also includes construction engineering, mechanical, electrical, computer engineering, which is actually under EE now. We have ECE, but it has its own breakout room. Biomedical, which is one of our concentrations. NSEMP, which is the Native Hawaiian Science and Engineering Mentorship Program. And anyone at the college is welcome to learn more about them. And then vertically integrated projects, which is also open to everybody. And we'll hear a little bit more from a few of those projects during the clubs, but this is a great chance to learn more about them overall. So we've got 7, you can pick one. I'm going to open up the rooms and then we'll be in there for 15 minutes. Then I'll be closing all the rooms back to the center for 5 minutes, and then you'll get to pick another room. So you actually get to pick 2.